Life is like a hurricane. Here. In hell. Shit, sorry. I thought if I used a little foreshadowing it'd be clever and suck you in. Oh, whatever. The real answer to that question... Damn it, it's not a question, it's a statement. The real answer to that statement... Statements don't have answers. I'm sorry. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, baseballs, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Woohoo! I know what you're thinking. How many fucking lost episodes has this guy seen or been an intern for? Well, guess what, Broham? Less bro and more ham. 'Cause if you hate me, you're a pig. A whole fucking lot. Did you know that the Illuminati has their hand in every lost episode? They rewrite lines and alter the dialogue just to confuse you. But true horror is never knowing what lurks beneath the cracks and crevices of your mama couch cushion, where I found this VHS tape. I dropped a Dorito and I was using a fish line hook pulley to drag the Dorito up when I latched the VHS circular spindle hole. First I thought I'd caught a fish, but lo and behold, it was a VHS tape. I pulled it up and the tape went flying across the room, injuring my girlfriend. Girlfriend. I know what you're thinking. Doesn't this guy always narrate these stories alone? In fact, his one friend Carlos turned out to be a mere Spanish figment of his imagination. Well, guess what, Johnny Q Skeptic? I do indeed have a girlfriend, and she has fine tits and ass that I fondle. Who are you to judge, Judgy McJudgerson? You magical carp, you. The hardest part of life is figuring out who you truly are. This was a DuckTales VHS tape. My favorite show. On a VHS, hand-delivered to me through the couch. Little did I know that this tape would turn my world upside down and fill me with a horror the likes of which I'd never seen before, inside or outside of the TV. Where did this tape come from? I mean, I hadn't seen a DuckTales episode in like 15 friggin' years, which is probably as old as you are given YouTube age averages. There was no title, just a blank pic of a scowling Scrooge McDuck. I picked up the VHS tape and inserted it into the player. Again, I know what you're thinking. How can this guy have a VHS player in 2014? Well, guess fucking what? I'm poor. I shop at Goodwill where I get my clothes and food. I can't even afford the internet. I'm typing this at my hot, sexy girlfriend's house. I slid the VHS tape in, expecting a great show. But what I saw made my spine begin to tingle. The title was written out with red marker, and an Illuminati eye was sparkling in the corner. I heard the intro begin. Danger lurks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. Instead of the other lyrics, I just heard that over and over again. I thought there was someone at my window, and there very well may have been. A strange figure crept across the lawn, but I paid no mind to it. Well, when danger lurks behind you and a stranger is out to find you, well, you know this song, I'm sure. I continued to watch this magnanimous program of great fortitude and pleasure. My sexual organs shriveled up into my torso, and I saw what happened next, however. The first scene. Scrooge McDuck's eyes looked like they were made from cracked eggs, and he was smiling away, not moving, his head twisting slightly as though he were on some sort of bloody twisted rack. As the rack continued to twist some painful skewers of metal objects, Scrooge's mouth opened. Someone had forced a feeding tube in and was fattening him up. He began to gag violently as someone poured bloody coins into his throat. His head turned and then snapped a bit. You could hear the popping as his smiling duck face gurgled and fell to the floor. The headless body spouted realistic cartoon blood and highly realistic gore began to spew from his face, lungs, heart, and crying soul. All of a sudden, the tape cut to the nephews. Hoopu, Tupu, and Lupu. You may know them as Huey, Dewey, and Louie in America. Sitting in the living room. Some weird snail creature was in the living room. "I'm making you breakfast without Bonson," Scrooge McDuck screamed. The screen got progressively more and more blurry as I saw what looked like some weird hentai of Mrs. Beakley masturbating. Ugh! Oh, dear. The screen kept getting blurrier and blurrier as I saw what looked like a still-frame shot of Launchpad crashing his vehicle into the Twin Towers. It's tasteless. Yuck! Oh, I began to get disturbed as the screen started to get so blurry that my eyes began to hurt. I had a minor seizure, and the figure crawled across my lawn, slinking to the clink-clank of a clankety-clank dick. Fuck! Why was this so blurry? "It's a dog bitter," Scrooge McDuck's voice whispered. What the fuck was I watching? And why is Microsoft Word fixing my intentional typos, which I'm typing with my mind? We all the lizards. But listen. All of a sudden, my VCR caught on fire. The VCR was a high-quality VCR, but I, living in poverty, thanks Obama, couldn't afford a better one. My girlfriend told me she was scared and began to cuddle me. That was kind of hot. Her hot breasts and ass jiggled. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, babe. She did seem somewhat starchy. I popped open an ice-cold duck light and began to finger the holes of my remote control for my VCR. Cocks in my ass, the tape wouldn't play. "You seem disheveled." My girlfriend smiled at me from across the room as her face seemed to get a little googly. The effects of the beer must have been taking hold of my fragile and childlike subconscious. Each person on Earth is its own catalyst, and some are more susceptible to pain and depression. My dysthymia was acting up. So, I drank another beer. What the hell? I'm a man. I can do whatever the fuck I want. The next scene was the most disturbing, however. Scrooge McDuck told the kids he was going to replace his eyes with golden coins. This would fix his greedy nature, and his eyes would no longer see the outside world, but permanent, beautiful gold. It's beautiful to see only what you want to see and hear what you want to hear, right? He picks up a knife and starts stabbing himself in the eyes while smiling and drinking hot chocolate. His favorite. Cuts 2 circles while cartoon blood drips down his face, and his googly eyes fall to the floor while his webbed feet begin to simulate orgasm. His eyes become full of holes, as unrealistic cartoon gore, the likes of which I'd never seen on this family show, began to spew from his face like those rock moon crystals you soaked in water in the 1980s. I remember the 80s. My heart and spirit is hurting in a way that you might never comprehend. The minor objects of our human existence are only artifacts of the true misery that compels me. All of a sudden, my phone rang. 9/11! Chicken sandwich! A voice whispered. The fuck? My hot girlfriend sat on my lap and began to give me a sexy lap dance. What a hottie. My sexy babe who I lost my virginity to. Yeah, girl. Give it to me, hot mama. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I might as well. Existence itself is pain. Simply being is to lay there hurting. I couldn't watch this program anymore. The eyeless Scrooge McDuck just lay there doing nothing at all. Let's watch American Idol! My smoking hot girlfriend giggled. I opened up a third Duck Light beer. There are Pacos and Balsa in the Mamba dancing room upstairs. Scrooge McDuck giggled in a swimming suit, swimming in gold with duck genitalia visible. I now realized there wasn't a plot to this, and there was just a series of offensive images tied together with the DuckTales logo pasted on. What kind of existence is one where you're constantly trying to escape your own pain? George Jetson! Scrooge McDuck sneered angrily and gave me the middle finger. I shut this piece of shit off and told my girlfriend just to get the fuck out of the room. Some weird dark figure was creeping on our lawn. Will you solve the mystery, baby? She asked me, gyrating sexually. Oh. Shut up and make me some fucking French fries, I told her, sending her into the other room angrily. I apologize. We had a fight, as boyfriends and girlfriends often do. But we love each other, so in the end it was okay. The eyeless Mr. Scrooge stumbled around the room, knocking over lamps and furniture as the kids started to cry. He glued Hoopu, Tupu, and Lupu together using industrial-strength Gorilla Glue and made them ballroom dance with him. Damn it, it's glue, not Gru. What the fuck? Best girlfriend, he snickered. I'm not wearing pants! He giggled, and he giggled, and he giggled some more. And all of a sudden, an Illuminati eye started to shine and shimmer with lustrous beauty, and the Scrooge vault opened. Can you solve the The VHS caught on fire, and the tape player exploded. There was someone at my window. I saw 2 glowing red eyes and a smiling face as the figure floated over to me. I started to cry as my girlfriend comforted me, giving me a Johnson's baby wipe in the process. I went to light a cigarette, but I dropped the lighter and my couch caught on fire. I would have done something about it, but I was drunk. My amygdala started to hurt. Well, I'll finish this story, this creepypasta, if you will, even though I'm drunk and invisible. What words? What fourth wall? You fucking 13-year-olds, get the fuck out! Scrooge McFuck picked up a knife and started to slice off his own appendages one by one. I know what you're thinking. Didn't Mr. McDuck just fucking kill himself? His self? Self? Who the fuck are you? You think you know me? You just happen to be here right now, I told her selfishly. His body began to get sliced like delicious sliced duck as he poured hot gravy that scalded his body as his kids started to cry, and I found the whole thing strangely erotic. Let's watch Malcolm in the Middle! Oh, sexy giggle. My whole life in a second encapsulated for all to see. Did I say that? All of a sudden there's a knock at my door. Can you solve the mystery, baby? My girlfriend declared. Schvel. I opened the door. A 12-foot duck with a gimp leg and 14-inch erect cock and a blue hat and demonic eyes was looking at me. It looked fatter than usual. I reached for my gun, which I kept in the gun drawer. I apologize. I told him Disney World was over 2,000 miles away. I threw my shoe at him and began to bark like a dog. I mean, what the fuck else was I going to do? Invite him in for cocoa? It was Scrooge McDuck. The gold eye coins, the anger, whatever. I tried to escape by breaking a window, but the windows would not break, as often happens in dreams. This was a nightmare. I mean, after all, if a dream is just a piece of a sleep image locked in fascination, aren't we always dreaming? Who can say any of this was ever real? Of course it's not. The entire universe is fictional. It's a projection, and you have trouble accepting it. What have you always wanted? What is all that you've ever wanted? Well, I'll tell you what you want. What you really, really want. I will. I popped the tab on a steel reserve. I punched the VHS tape player, expecting to see an image, but instead the player just burned away violently, leaving first-degree burns all over my hands as the evil entered my body. And I will always have this. I threw the VHS in the garbage, trying to rationalize a bit of reason in a nonsensical and disturbing universe as a bipedal mammal would finally learn clothing and driving. All of a sudden, the figure threw a cleaver at me? It flew across the room and slammed into the floor just 2 inches from my scrotum. Thankfully, I have a 2.1-inch penis, so the cleaver only gave me a slight circumcision. By the way, I'm not Jewish. Then I looked upward at a camera with a floating highlight that looked like the pyramid on the dollar bill. It was the Illuminati. They were watching me all along. The eye just stared at me as I looked down at my VHS tape player and burning home. Boy, these sure are some tales of daring do. I immediately ran over to the couch as the eye shot a laser beam at me. "What you got in your wallet, me boy?" said a voice that sounded a little bit like Scrooge McDuck. My wallet was empty. I went to dig for some change, lifting the couch cushion, finding countless VHS tapes. A sea of them. What were these? I started digging into the couch deeper, 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 until I found all. It looked like a portal of some sort, and I fell through. When I woke up, I was inside the body of a different vessel. I had grown up to be some kind of wealthy investor, but I couldn't take control of my body. It was as though I was imprisoned as a thought in someone else's mind. This wealthy man didn't have a treasure vault, but he was certainly a Scrooge. He didn't even donate to children on weekends. It's hard to explain how I lived through 60 years of another man's life in a second. You're just going to have to go with me. I thought this was about a lost episode, but it's not. It's about lost kids. 3 lost kids. Upu, Tupu, and Lupu. And also Herbert, Melville, and DeWitt, who I adopted after their parents were murdered in a mysterious fire in the Midwest. I didn't wear pants either, by the way. Me and the kids went on all sorts of crazy adventures together. I took them to the rich man's alternate reality version of Chuck E. Cheese called Persnickety Q Goldas. The fuck is this shit? I took them to visit their parents' graves. One day I was at a fine dining restaurant and ordered the foie gras and choked to death on it. I easily could have stopped myself if I had any control over this man. All of my ears trapped inside his body, struggling for freedom. I only managed to move a finger. That finger scrawled, "Someone make a cartoon of this," and blood pudding as I fell down. Cold and dead. Years had passed. Oh, that was it. I solved the mystery and rewrote history, just as the theme song foretold. My goodness, life itself truly is a dream, and not mine or yours, mayhap a god's dying dream, at the explosion of the universe. But the danger lurks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. As I felt a chill colder than George Jetson's ball sack creep over me, return to the human realm. The eye was God, but instead I heard a voice. Hello, Arturo, the voice boomed. My name wasn't Arturo. It is now, the voice said. Though I hadn't said anything, it could read my thoughts. It's as though I was narrating through someone else vicariously, as if my own whole life that this here had been lived was another as well. You change history for the worse. I looked out my window. Everything seemed exactly the same, except several human beings had fleshy duck beaks. There were also several clowns and clown cars driving angrily. One even had a license plate that said "Send in the clowns." Evolutionary timeline. Arturo. My name's not fucking Arturo. Ew. Change it. Now they're all gone. I picked up my cell phone to call my girlfriend, but instead of her name, Potatoes was entered into the cell. I don't think you have a girlfriend. Enjoy your spuds, the voice said. I just realized I'd been having sex with a sack of potatoes for several months. The disembodied voice informed me about a bunch of bullshit involving slipstreams, alternate forms of consciousness, and about how Scrooge McDuck, a.k.a. PQ Barnabas Pennywhistle, was a rich industrial oil tycoon before I made him choke on a duck dinner and force people to make a cartoon out of his life. So, you see, Arturo, my name's not fucking Arturo. The danger looks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do but jam into some ducktails? Not ponytails or cottontails, but ducktails, oh woo-hoo. The eye emerged rather violently now, cracking through the roof and staring at me. It started to storm rather violently. Life is like a hurricane. The voice left me appalled and then stopped talking. I sat for a moment, taking in all the things I'd been hit with, wishing that life was like Novocaine. Hey, wait a minute, I said loudly. If all of that stuff happened previous to when I owned the VHS tape, and someone made a cartoon out of it, how did I originally get the cartoon? And also, how did the creation of a Disney cartoon art in Thailand, quote unquote, if the tape already existed, that is how I saw it, and how did a portal filled with VHS tapes get in my couch? How could the fabric of time change my name to Arturo and force me to have sex with potatoes? And if my girlfriend is a sack of potatoes, now I've been having sex, well, why would I enter her into my cell phone with a name? Why in God's name would I want people to know that I've been fucking a sack of potatoes? And why are ducks intermingling with clowns? The eye just stared. Stared away, and stared some more. I'm leaving you, retarded otter. DuckTales moon theme started to play. It floated away, just laughing at me. If you can hear this, my name is Arturo T. Terleheaded. I am trapped inside an alternate universe where crazed half-duck men pillage for otter meat while having violent sex with potatoes and taking advantage of retarded dog men who drive around in Ferrari cars. They've locked me into a small box. I've surgically grafted web toes. And they've put them on me. And are force-feeding blood pudding into my throat using some weird pipe apparatus. For the love of God, someone kill me, please. I wrote this on a paper airplane using my blood and urine, and it fell into the ocean where birds shit on it. It's entirely illegible as they've cut off my fingers and replaced them with chicken wings, but perhaps somewhere, in the twinkle of someone else's eye, it will be found. When it seems they're headed for the final curtain, bold deduction never fails, that's for certain. The worst of messes become successes. Fuck your shit. Ooh.